Hi, my name is Shelly Goyal. I am a Google certified instructor for infrastructure and data engineering. This course, Data Engineering on Google Cloud Platform, is designed especially for those who are working as data analyst, data engineer, database developer, and data science, and who wants to move on Google Cloud for their data related job. This is a very detailed course in which you will learn how to design and build batch and streaming data pipelines. For this course, I will prepare a video series which will include presentations, demos, and hands-on sessions. This is the first part of my video web series. In this, I will introduce what we are going to cover in this course. So a data engineer is responsible for collecting, pre-processing, and preparing data for analyzing and gleaning insights from data. For this, he goes through various data stages. The very first stage is ingestion, where he needs to collect raw data from various sources. Second stage is transformation, where he clean, pre-process, and refine data to bring in usable form. So once data is refined and pre-processed, data is stored into data warehouse. After that, data is used for the data exploration, data analysis, and data visualizations, where you use visualization tools to build beautiful dashboards. On the top of this, you can use machine learning algorithms or data science techniques. And the last but not the least, sharing and controlling access to data, that is data management. So you can see here we have 6 stages. So in the very first stage, that is the ingestion, and which is the most important stage, where you need to collect raw data from various data sources. Your raw data can be into different forms. It can be CSV files, TSV files, database files, log files, then Excel sheets, and various other type of data. Right? So you need a centralized place where you can store your raw data. And as you know that we are living into big data world, so data is increasing exponentially. So for this, your data lake must be scalable, reliable, and durable. So once your data is stored into data lake, you need to clean and transform data using ETL tools. But again, you need these ETL tools to be scalable so that computation resources can be scaled according to the data size and results can be obtained in consistent time. After refining and pre-processing your data and bringing your data into usable form, you need to store your data into data warehouse. And again, your data warehouse needs to be scalable in terms of storage and computational capacity, and you can use the same SQL statement to process or analyze your data. Once your data is stored into data warehouse, analytical and data warehouse visualization tools can be used for the analysis and bringing your results into beautiful dashboards. On the top of this, you can use machine learning algorithms to understand patterns into data or take business or learn hidden insights that helps your organization to take business driven decisions. Now let us see what are the different services on Google Cloud that you can use at different stages in this data pipeline. So you can see here, the very first stage is data ingestion. So normally either you have your batch data you want to bring onto Google Cloud, or you have your streaming data and you want to build your real-time data pipelines. So for this, you can use Google Cloud Storage for the batch data and Cloud PubSub for your streaming data. Once your data has brought into Cloud Storage or Cloud PubSub, then there are various data processing tools like Dataproc, Dataflow, Data Prep, and Cloud Fusion. So in this course, you will learn about various data ingestion tools, that's Google Cloud Storage and Cloud PubSub, and various data processing tools, that is Dataproc, Dataflow, Dataprep, and Data Fusion. You will learn about the important features of these ETL tools, how to use, where to use, and which particular service should be used in which particular scenario. So once your data has been pre-processed and brought into usable form, you can store your data into storage services. So again, on the Google Cloud, we have various storage services. So we have Cloud SQL, which is like RDBMS, Google BigQuery, which acts as a data warehouse. Then we have Bigtable, which can be used as a NoSQL database, and then Cloud Storage, which is normally used to store your unstructured data. So normally BigQuery is used as a data warehouse service, and we will go into details about BigQuery, how you can store your data into BigQuery, how you can store your batch and streaming, both type of data into BigQuery, and then how you can process data by using BigQuery. So once your data has been stored into BigQuery, because BigQuery gives you storage and processing engine, so you can store your data into BigQuery as well as you can process your data into by using the same SQL statements. Right? Then you can go for the data exploration and data analysis. And again, we have various services on GCP like Cloud Data Lab, BigQuery, Cloud Data Pro, and then Cloud Data Prep. For the visualization, it has a service called Data Studio, which is free of cost and which helps you build very beautiful dashboards. So once your data has been stored into data warehouse, you can go for the data exploration, data analysis, or Google gives you various services for the machine learning. So we have Cloud Machine Learning, Cloud Auto ML, Speech APIs, Vision APIs, Translation APIs. But yes, in this course, we will not deal with the data science. For that, I will prepare a new advanced course as a data science on Google Cloud. So basically, end of the this particular course, you will learn how to build this scenario, right? So in this scenario, you can see here, we are building our streaming data pipeline. We are building our batch data pipeline. So we are bringing our streaming data onto Cloud PubSub, and we are saving our batch data onto Cloud Storage. Then we can use Cloud Data Flow to process, to basically build your streaming data pipeline as well as batch data pipeline. So Cloud Data Flow can be used to process both streaming data as well as batch data. So after processing your data will be stored into BigQuery, and from BigQuery, we will use Cloud Data Lab and Cloud Data Studio for the visualization purpose. So when you take your data related jobs on the Google Cloud platform, you will focus on the analytics, not on the infrastructure, because most of the services that we have discussed so far is no ops serverless service on the Google Cloud. It means you don't need to deploy any infrastructure. You just bring your data and use this particular service. Now, how to interact with the Google Cloud platform, how you can access different GCP services. Right? For this, you can create an account on the Google Cloud platform using your Gmail ID. So once you create an account on Google Cloud platform using your Gmail ID, it will give you $300 work credit, which is valid up to 1 year. Right. The best part of this free tier account on GCP is you can use all the services on the GCP. It does not restrict you. So basically, your $300 work credit can be used up to 12 months and for any service on the GCP. So now let us see how you can go to GCP and how you can access your GCP services. You can see here, once you create an account on GCP, you will get this user interface of the Google Cloud, right? So this user interface is known as a Google Cloud Console, and on the top 3 lines, you can see these 3 lines. This is called navigation menu, which will give you list of all these services and products available on Google Cloud platform. If you click on this, you can see there are various services, and these services are divided into categories. So you can see here we have one compute category where we have various services like App Engine, Compute Engine, Kubernetes Engine, Cloud Functions, Cloud Run. Then we have storage. So in this storage we have unstructured data, RDBMS, and then NoSQL databases. So we have Bigtable, Data Store, File Store, Storage, SQL, Spanner, Memory Store, Data Transfer. Then in the networking category, we have various services again, VPC network. And again, here in the VPC network, we have various services. So we will not discuss all the services, rather we will focus more on the big data related services. So as you can see here, this is our big data part. So in this big data, we have Composer, which allows you to build your workflow and schedule. Dataproc, it is a managed Hadoop cluster on Google Cloud. PubSub, which is used for the streaming data. Dataflow as an ETL tool. IoT Core, we will not discuss IoT Core here. Then we will discuss BigQuery in details, which is like a data warehouse service. Data Catalog, which is used to manage your data. Again, we will discuss about data catalog. Data Fusion, which is like a drag and drop service to build your data pipelines. Then we will discuss about the data prep, which is like a profiling tool. Okay. Now let us take a very quick demo. So let us take a demo of BigQuery. Now you can see here, so what I have done here, if you click here, I have pinned this, so I can click on this. So on the Google Cloud, project plays a very important role. So I have selected my project. So my project name is MyCloud 8. You can create as many projects as you want. And then let's say Google Cloud comes with various public data sets. So you can see here, Google has various BigQuery public data sets where it has lots of data sets, and under these data sets, there are lots of tables. So we'll discuss about all these things in details. But for this demo, I have taken a data set called this Chicago trip taxi, right? So this is a data set. In this data set, I have a table called taxi trips. If I click on taxi trips, you can see here, it gives you details about this particular table. I can see the schema of this table. So you can see this is a schema. Then I can find out how much data I have in this table. So if you click on the details, you can see here it has almost 70 GB data, which has almost billions of records. And then when this data was created, what is the data location, and so many other things. Right? So now let's say for this particular table, I want to run a query. So I have written a query, let's say select taxi ID, count star. So for every taxi ID, I want to count how many records I have, or you can say how many trips I have for each individual taxi ID. Right? So when I have given this query, BigQuery will also tell you how much data it is going to process. As you can see here, though it has almost 70.21 GB data, but your data is optimized and saved in a very optimized way. So when you process your data, it says that it is going to query almost 23.5 GB data. Right? So if I click on run, it will tell me how much time it has taken to process this data. So let me click on run. This is just a very simple demo. You can see here it is showing that it is taking almost how much time it is taking? It has taken almost 8 seconds to process 23.5 GB data, and which has almost 10 billion records. So you can see here how much fast BigQuery is, right? And that is what lots of organizations are using BigQuery for their data analysis and data processing. In fact, now BigQuery has come up with a new feature called BigQuery ML. So without writing even a single line of code, you can build your machine learning models into BigQuery itself. So we'll see all these things in details. So yes, there are 3 ways by which you can access your GCP services. So I've already shown you, you can access your GCP services using Google Cloud Console. Second is you can access your GCP services using Google Cloud Shell. So if you go here, you can see here on the right side, there is an arrow and hyphen. This is like known as a Cloud Shell. So you can click on this. It will give you a small virtual machine with 5 GB data. And then using this command line, you can access all the Google Cloud services. So we will see all this thing in details when you will go through the course. Third is you can download Google Cloud SDK. You can install this on your machine, and then from your machine itself, you can access all the Google services. So when you install Google Cloud SDK, it comes with the various tools like G Cloud, which allows you to access your compute related resources. It has GSUtil, which allows you to access your Google Cloud storage. BigQuery, which allows you to access your BigQuery, and then there are various other components that you can install. Right? And the last one is REST API. So you can access your Google services using REST API. So in this course, you will learn how to access your GCP services using Google Cloud Console, Google Cloud Shell, Google Cloud. You can also install Google Cloud SDK, but normally I don't use Google Cloud SDK. And at some places, we will also access our GCP services using APIs. So I've given you in demo how to basically what is the interface of your Google Cloud Console, and then what is the interface of your BigQuery. Right? So I've already shown you how to, when you process your 10 billion records into BigQuery, it takes hardly 8 seconds to process almost 23 GB of data. So when you will go through this course, we'll go into details. You will learn about the architecture of BigQuery. You will learn about the storage and computational architecture, and how it stores the data in the optimal way, and how it processes the data in an efficient way. Right? Now let us see what is the objective of this course. Right? So the objective of this course is to make you understand about the cloud computing. What is cloud computing? Why you should go for the Google Cloud Platform? What is a Google Cloud Platform infrastructure? What are the services that Google Cloud offers? What is the role of data engineer, and what challenges a data engineer face when he runs his jobs on-premises using on-premises resources? Then how to build your scalable data lake using Google Cloud Storage, how to build your scalable data warehouse using BigQuery, use scalable ETL services like Dataproc, Dataflow, and Data Fusion, build your batch and streaming data pipelines, and then you will also look into various other GCP big data services. So for this course, we will cover all these services in detail. So we'll start with the Google Cloud Platform, then we will go through Google Cloud Storage, BigQuery, Dataproc, Dataflow, PubSub. You will learn how to build your streaming batch and streaming data pipelines. Then you will see Data Fusion, Data Prep, Data Lab, Data Composer. As I told, it helps you to create your workflow and schedule those workflow. Then you will also see Cloud Functions and Data Studio. So these are the main services that we are going to cover in this particular course. Right? So for this course, I have designed multiple modules. So the very first module is Introduction to Cloud Deployment Models. Why GCP? What is GCP infrastructure? What are the GCP services? And how you can set your free GCP account. In the second module, we will discuss about the various storage services on the Google Cloud Platform, that is Google Cloud Storage, RDBMS, and NoSQL databases. In the third module, we will discuss about in data engineering, what are the challenges with the data engineering tasks, what are the requirements and solutions provided by GCP, how to build your batch and streaming data pipelines. In the fourth module, you will learn Google Cloud Storage and how to use this Google Cloud Storage as your scalable data lake. In the next module, you will learn how to build your scalable data warehouse using BigQuery. Then we will take Dataproc as the ETL tool. In the seventh module, we will learn about the Dataflow as ETL tool. Dataflow is getting very popular nowadays, and if you are very good into Python programming, definitely you need to focus onto Dataflow. Then we will see in the module 8, Cloud PubSub for streaming data. Module 9, Cloud Functions, which is like a event-based, event-driven triggers type of things. Then module 10, Data Prep, which is known as a profiler tool. Module 11, Cloud Fusion, no code ETL service. Module 12, Data Studio for the visualization. And then we will go through the module 13 and module 14, which is like a Cloud Composer and Data Lab. And once you are done with all the modules, I will give you a project in which you will use all the services that we have discussed, and you can create a project. So you will understand how to use all these services into your project. So as I told, on the Google Cloud, these services are divided into various categories. So we have compute, storage, networking, big data, developer tools, identity and security, Internet of Things, cloud AI, management tools, and data transfer. So I will start this course by giving you a brief idea about the various services into various categories. So as you can see here in the compute, we have various services. Let's say compute engine, app engine, container registry, cloud functions. So in each category, we have various services. So I will give you a very brief idea about various services into various categories. So that's all for today's session. Thank you. Thank you very much. I hope you enjoyed the session. So if you have any questions, just let me know and I will reply you back. Thank you very much.